one of the deals that was signed yesterday, a deal that my previous guest, the CEO of the regulatory body here at the ADGM, has very nicely signposted for me with a chat about oversight of AI. Presight has signed an MOU with one of the world's best-known banks to bring AI into their financial services. Very pleased to be joined by Presight's Director of Financial Services, Andrew Reakes.
Good morning, Brandy. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Big signing yesterday for you with HSBC. What are the pair of you going to be doing together?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we spoke a couple of months ago, we talked about some of the partnerships that we've built with the likes of Central Bank, with EIF, and with Dow Jones. This is really about how do we put AI into practice within a financial services organisation, and in particular HSBC. What we're really focusing on here is how do we move AI from back office to front office and really help them in terms of how they drive revenue moving forwards.
Okay, talk to me though in practical terms what you're actually going to be doing.
So we're working in collaboration together to look at how AI can be leveraged, not for back office, but actually for supporting the corporate functions in terms of how they go to market and move forwards. So this is things like talent acquisition. So we've talked a lot this week, and there's been a lot of discussion this week around the flow of talent into the region and out of the region. How do HSBC use the data that they have to really support in their acquisition of talent moving forwards? Additionally, we're really working with them around areas like customer acquisition and customer identification in their retail and in their corporate business.
How can AI help HSBC find a customer? At the moment, it feels like banks find their customers by phoning me and asking me if I want a credit card.
So that's absolutely still the case, but it's around how do we use this to augment the people in the organisation. The staff in the bank have the real talent, they have the skill, they have the knowledge, they have the deep industry expertise. This is around how do we use technology and how do we use AI in particular to augment the practices that they're doing to really help them and allow them to really focus on the high value activities that they do on a daily basis.
Is this deal just with HSBC MENAT or is it with HSBC globally?
So at the moment we're focusing on the MENAT region, but we do obviously have the ambition to scale this over time, and working very closely with the leadership team both in the region and more broadly.
What's the payoff for the bank of doing this?
So the focus on them and really what we've been really working with them on, and we discussed this previously, is move away from a purely technology conversation to what is the ROI? How do you get a value from AI? And so the focus for them is, how do they accelerate and how do they improve their customer journeys? How do they work closer with customers to embed themselves at the heart of what the customer's looking to do and looking to achieve to ultimately improve that customer experience, whether it's from a talent perspective, whether it's from a retail, whether it's from an investment bank perspective.
But the reason that the bank is going to take on what you do, and as you say, hopefully move it beyond this region worldwide, is going to be if it either makes the money or save it money. Let's be honest, they're a bank.
Yeah.
So where are the wins in that? What are the KPIs that you need to tick?
So it's about both sides. It's around augmenting the staff and the team that are on the ground. It's about giving them access to data so they can make high value decisions quicker. And then obviously that has an impact both from an efficiency side, but also proactively it gives an opportunity to really focus on revenue generation and how they can really target the market and target their customers with more personalised and more targeted messaging.
What can AI do that a CRM system can't do in that respect?
They work in conjunction, so the CRM is still absolutely fundamental to, how the bank operates and how they store the data. AI is about taking that to the next level to look at how they proactively go out to market and how they work with the organisations and the clients that they work with.
What do we do around privacy and data privacy with this? If you're talking about, customer acquisition, if you're figuring out that actually Brandy probably would be interested in a loan at this point, the big questions around AI are around things like privacy and data sovereignty.
And this is absolutely fundamental to everything we do. So as Presight and as part of G42, we have a massive focus on sovereign AI. And this is really where, when we work with these organisations, it's about the collective coming together. So this isn't about IT or technology solving for the business, and it's not about business going down a track. It's about the collective of the organisation coming together to ensure that we not only solve the business outcome and we deliver a return, but actually the rest of the organisation, whether it's security, whether it's technology, whether it's risk, are fully on board and embedded into the operations of the application.
You're going to learn a lot doing this with HSBC. This sounds like a bit of a test case. What in the agreement that the two of you are putting together, because we're at the MOU stage, does it mean for your ability to go and do the same with other banks? I mean, AI in itself is a learning model that learns from all of its interactions.
Yeah.
You're going to learn from what you're doing with HSBC. I'm presuming they don't want you going down the road and doing that with Stanchart.
No, of course not. And as an organisation, we're very protective of the relationships that we have with the various customers, and that's across the sectors, whether it's financial services, whether it's energy, whether it's government. So obviously, and this is why we work in such collaboration with the customers and the organisations that we do. We develop and we build together based upon their requirements and their needs, and make it specific for the individual client.
What does it mean for jobs within HSBC?
So, like we touched upon at the beginning, I don't think, and the way that we position this as Presight is, this isn't to replace people. It's to augment the capabilities that they have within their teams at the moment. It's about how do we allow their teams to really focus on the high value tasks that they do on a daily basis and deliver the best returns for both the customers and for HSBC as a whole.
Does it mean, though, that they hire different people, different types of people?
Potentially, and that's one of the areas that we're working on around talent acquisition is, what does that look like from a talent perspective? How do they recruit? How do they hire people? And how are the skills varying over time and changing over time?
What next then for Presight in the financial services stage? I've seen a number of your executives in the halls here. Thomas, I know, on stage. What's going to make ADFW a win for you? Is it as simple as signing new clients, talking to people who might be moving into the region? Where's Presight going with finance? So
I think, again, it's a collective. I think we've been a partner of this event for a couple of years now. I think we are sponsoring the AI Forum today, along with Phoenix and First Abu Dhabi Bank. I think what we're really seeing there is the growth of this event over the past couple of years. We've talked about Abu Dhabi being the capital of capital and a hub for AI. I think that's just given more credence when you look at the number of companies and the diversity of nationalities at this event and the global footprint that this event's now having.
Well, let's go and find out what that footprint looks like on the roads this morning. Thank you for your time this morning. Andrew Reakes is Presight's Director of Financial Services.
Thank you very much.